Hello guys, I hope you all are doing good. I am Vishali Kikan and we are discussing the VLSI technology. In that we are discussing thermal processes where we have already discussed about the diffusion, oxidation and the deposition as a thermal process. Today we are going to focus upon the rapid thermal process, and this is the introductory video for the rapid thermal process. And to understand all of the concepts in this video, you must be having a basic understanding about the diffusion, oxidation and the deposition process. And if you have any doubt, go back to the previous video, watch them first and then come here. Okay, so now coming to the rapid thermal processing. Whenever I hear this word rapid thermal processing, I go towards the word rapid thermal annealing. So rapid thermal processing is mainly used for the post implantation rapid thermal annealing process. Whenever I want to do the annealing process in a faster manner, I will be going for the rapid thermal annealing process. So here we will be having what difference? The difference is in the temperature ramp up. So the speed of the temperature ramp up is very fast in the rapid thermal processing. So here we will be having the fast temperature ramp up, which is around 100 to 150 degrees Celsius per second. Now if I talk about the traditional system, there we will be having the 15 degree Celsius per minute to be in the traditional horizontal furnace. So this is the difference in between the temperature ramp up. So 100 to 150 degrees Celsius per second in RTP and 15 degrees Celsius per minute in the traditional system. So it will be reducing the thermal budget and we will be having the easier process control in the RTP process. Okay, so now you must have understood what is the advantage of having the RTP processing. So here we will be having the single wafer rapid thermal chemical vapor deposition as well. Instead of annealing, we can do the CVD process as well, which is called the RT-CVD process. Here we will be using the RT-CVD chambers to deposit the polysilicon as well as to deposit the silicon nitride. RT-CVD chambers can be integrated with the other process chambers in the cluster tool for inline processing, so that I don't need to do this processing outside this system. Okay, we will be having the inline integrated system only. We can use the rapid thermal processing for thin oxide layer deposition also. Okay, if I want to have a thin oxide layer which is lesser than the 40 angstrom, we will be having very high wafer to wafer uniformity. I want high wafer to wafer uniformity if I want to grow a very thin oxide, and for that the rapid thermal oxidation process is very beneficial. So as of now you must have understood we can have various type of rapid thermal processing like the rapid thermal annealing, the rapid thermal chemical vapor deposition and the rapid thermal oxidation as well. So you can see the schematic of the rapid thermal processing chamber. So you can see here we have the external chamber. This is my external chamber. After that, this is my quartz chamber. Okay, this layer is my quartz chamber. Okay, here we will be having the tungsten halogen lamp. Okay, and this is also my tungsten halogen lamps which are present over here. Okay, this is my infrared pyrometer. Okay, now here I am sending the process gases. So this structure I hope you must have understood completely. So my wafer would be placed over this system. So here this yellow part is representing my wafer. So you can see we have various arrays for the lamp. We have the bottom lamps, we have some top lamps over this wafer. Okay, so this vertical part is representing my bottom lamps and this horizontal red lines are representing my top lamps. So you can see the RTP chambers picture over here. You can see the actual picture and the actual scenario in which I will be having the rapid thermal processing. So now coming to the annealing and the dopant diffusion. So at a higher temperature, the temperature will be higher than 1100 degrees Celsius. At that temperature, if I talk about annealing, annealing would be very fast than the diffusion. Post implantation, we prefer high temperature and the high temperature ramp, etc. For that, I require the rapid thermal processing. Single wafer rapid thermal process tools has been developed initially for this application only. So now coming to the dopants, dopant atom diffuse at a high temperature. Okay, so furnace will be having the low temperature rate, which is around the 10 degrees Celsius per minute due to the large thermal capacity. After that, furnace annealing is a long process which causes more dopant diffusion. So now if I reduce the time for this annealing process, I will be having lesser dopant diffusion. Okay, now if I want a higher dopant diffusion, I want high time or the long duration of time for this process. For the lower dopant diffusion, I want this process to be very fast. So if the annealing process is done for a long time, I will be having more dopant diffusion. Wafer at one end will be getting more annealing than the wafer at another end. So all of these things we need to control. So you can see if with the increase in the temperature, we are having more annealing rate than the diffusion rate, as I have already told you. So you can see the dopant diffusion after the annealing process. Okay, so you can see in the rapid thermal annealing, we have this type of dopant which are present here. So you can see the depth of the dopant or the second wave of diffusion has not come here. But here you can see the depth of the dopant is very deep. Okay, so the second wave of diffusion was there in the furnace annealing. So for the annealing, for making this layer in a particular dimensions only, I don't want my doped junction dimensions to be very changed, or it should not be very thicker as compared to the original doped junction. Okay, so for that I will be using the rapid thermal annealing. So now coming to the advantages of RTP over the furnace. So RTP is giving me much faster ramp rate, as I have already told you, 75 to 150 degrees Celsius per second. Okay, it will be giving me a higher temperature as well, up to 1200 degrees Celsius. It is a faster process. It will be minimizing the dopant diffusion. It will be giving me better control on the thermal budget as well. And we will be having the better wafer to wafer uniformity control as well. So you can see in the annealing process how our temperature is changing with time. So first is my load wafer stage, the temperature is less. Then I will be increasing the temperature in the ramp up phase. After that, at the higher temperature, I will be having the annealing. And again, after the annealing, I will be cooling down. So the cooling down is taking more time from the ramping up phase, and I will be having a constant nitrogen flow as well. Okay, after the temperature is lower down to the initial limit of the temperature, then I will be unloading the wafer. So now coming to the thermal nitridation. Okay, so I can use the titanium PVD process, which will be giving me the nitridation of the titanium. So I will be using the ammonia for the nitridation. Mostly I am using the ammonia. So now here if I want to form the titanium nitride, I will be reacting the ammonia with the titanium. So ammonia when reacts with the titanium, it will be forming the titanium nitride, and the byproduct is the hydrogen gas. So you can see here we have the titanium layer, and in the metallization we will be discussing what is the requirement of having this titanium nitridation layer. So above the titanium I will be having this titanium nitride layer with the help of this CVD process, which is occurring at a high temperature with the help of rapid thermal processing. So now coming to the rapid thermal oxidation process. Okay, so rapid thermal oxidation process will be giving me ultra thin silicon dioxide layer, which is lesser than 30 angstrom as well. Now if I am using the rapid thermal oxidation, I will be getting better wafer to wafer uniformity as well as better thermal budget control. So you can see the rapid thermal oxidation. I have already discussed about the rapid thermal oxidation when I was discussing the oxidation. Okay, first I will be having the loading wafer stage, then I will be having the ramping up, and after that we have the rapid thermal oxidation. After that temperature will be going down, and after that again temperature will be increasing for the annealing process. After that we will be having cooling down and unloading wafer stage. So oxygen will be going above only at a oxidation phase. So oxygen is going above, we are supplying more oxygen at the RTO's phase only. Okay, the HCl flow will be more only at the RTO phase only, and the nitrogen flow will be lesser at this point. So now coming to the future trends, we are going and we are moving towards the rapid thermal processing. It is faster and it is giving me the better results. We will be having in situ process monitoring in the future. We can have various cluster tools, and furnaces can also be used for the RTP processing. So you can see the RT CVD chamber. Okay, here we will be having various lamp housing. These are my heating lamps. Okay, here we will be having the wafers. From here I will be having the byproducts, and from here I will be having the reactants coming in. So this will be my water cooled chamber wall. Okay, here we will be having a rotating stand over which I will be having the wafer. So this is my quartz window, and here I will be having the infrared pyrometer to measure the various parameters or measure the thickness. So now coming to the temperature of the RTP and the furnace, you can see this is my axis of the time. So at a particular instant of time I will be having a very high temperature in the RTP processing. But if I talk about the furnace, the temperature is high for a very long duration of time. In the RTP it is high for just for a very small instant of time. So you can see the cluster tool. Here we will be having the loading station. After that we will be having HF vapor clean. So first I will be doing the in situ vapor cleaning. After that I will be having RTO or RTP process. Then I will be having the RT CVD processing. Okay, where I will be having the actual deposition. Then I will be having the cooling down and unloading station. So all of these are robotically controlled chambers. Okay, so now coming to the summary of RTP. It is a faster process, it is giving me better process control, it is giving me good thermal budget, it is giving me better wafer to wafer uniformity. I will be having minimized dopant diffusion. So second wave of diffusion will not be there, and if it is there it would not be impacting much. We will be having various cluster tools, and we will be having easy process integration as well. Now coming to the summary of the thermal process. Okay, the thermal process can be used for the oxidation, diffusion, annealing, and for the deposition as well. Wet oxidation is faster, dry oxidation has better film quality. So whenever I want to have faster results, I will be using the wet oxidation. Dry oxidation I will be using for a high quality film. Okay, so in the advanced fabrication we are using mainly the dry oxidation because of the better quality it is giving me. Now the diffusion doping with the oxide mask is used in the lab, and I can say the LPCVD polysilicon and the front end silicon nitride can also be deposited with the help of the deposition process. The annealing recovers crystal and it activates the dopant. The RTP is giving me better control, faster, and the less diffusion. Furnace is giving me higher throughput and the low cost, but there are various limitations, like it is not giving me better control, it is slower, and it is giving me a higher diffusion. Okay, second wave of diffusion will be there. So because of the low cost and high throughput, the furnace can be continued to be used in the future labs. So these are the references. These are very amazing books. I recommend you to at least go through these books once, and I hope you will be getting a lot of your doubts cleared. So if you have any further doubt, you can put the doubt in the comment, and I will be trying to resolve your doubt as soon as possible. I hope you like this session. If you like it, please push the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also do share it with your friends. Thank you so much.